Dale Blake with Hospital Hill Run Board here, speaking with Kendra Gagnon with Variety, Go Baby Go. Here in Kansas City, we're at the Crown Center Convention Hall. Go Baby Go was a beneficiary of Hospital Hill Run Foundation a couple years ago, and Kendra's going to tell us a little bit about what's happening here, the activity behind and everything that we see, and then we've got something to the other side we'll walk to. But Kendra, tell us a little bit about Go Baby Go.
Yeah, so Variety KC Go Baby Go is a local organization. We're sort of under the umbrella of Variety Children's Charity, so we're an arm of Variety Children's Charity, and we sort of believe in two things. We believe that mobility is a human right and that every child has the right to be mobile, be social, and belong. And so what we do for Go Baby Go is we modify, one of the things we do is we modify toy ride-on cars, so toys that you get at places like Walmart, who is a generous donor today for us for these cars, and we modify them so that all kids can use them. So if there's a child, for example, who maybe is unable to use their legs and they can't put their foot on a foot pedal, we might wire a big button on the steering wheel so they can use their hands to make it go. And what we know and what science and research tells us is that self-directed mobility is key for children to develop their social skills, their emotional skills, communication skills, and just for them to have good lives. And so we really believe in this project. So today what's so exciting is we're at the International we've got to think about this, the International Technology and Engineering Educators Association Conference. And so we've got some of our partners from Barstow School, as well as some folks that do Go Baby Go at University of Central Connecticut that are here modifying 4 cars for Kansas City kids as part of this conference. So we're so excited to kind of expand our audience and kind of do this thing on really an international stage. This is an international conference. And the Hospital Hill Run Board really helped launch us. They were one of our very first big donors a few years ago when we started, and we actually started at Rockhurst University and kind of moved from there. The Hospital Hill Run Board actually gave us a donation that helped really get our program off the ground and launched, and now it's just grown into this, something that now we're here at an international conference kind of doing our thing. So we're so grateful for that.
That's awesome. And one thing you were telling me a couple years ago when we first did this was, some of the social skills that the kids develop by having self-direction. One thing that was kind of funny to me was that the kids now they're running through mom's rose garden.
Yeah, and that's like, so I'm a physical therapist, that's my background, and so movement is what I care about. I mean, that's what I look at, that's my wheelhouse, right? And so I know when I'm working with a child or in a family and a teacher in a classroom, when I come in and they say to me like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up with them. They're in the dog bowl, they're putting a banana in the DVD player, they're trying to run out into the street. That's a win, because such a huge part of mobility and social mobility is being able to move on your own and test those boundaries and become your own person. And I know, as the Hospital Hill Run Board can really appreciate that, like the freedom and and what that means, not just for your physical body, but your emotional health, your social, all of those things, that what being able to move in the way you want and where you want really does for you. And imagining not being able to do that is why we do what we do here.
So things that we runners sometimes take for granted. If we've got an injury, we sense it a little bit.
Yeah.
But to be totally shut down, to then be able to have this opportunity to come back,
to be a passive participant in your life is not, a good life for most people.
Right.
And so what this offers, there's what I say is there's lots of different ways to move. I mean, walking and running is great, but there's lots of different ways to move, and you can have a great life on wheels. But the key is that you need to be able to move in a way that you're choosing, so that you can choose your opportunities, your social skills, and you can also choose to kind of roll away out into the middle of the street and make your mom crazy, because that's also part of what we all do as growing up.
Perfect. So let's pause here for a second, and we'll go across the hall and take a look at some of the actual builds.
Okay.
So Dale Blake back here again with Lexi from Barstow School in Kansas City. Their science and technology program has been a big supporter of Go Baby Go, and Lexi's going to tell us a little bit about the car behind us and what they're doing to make this work for a child with a mobility difference.
Okay, cool. So this car behind us is a Maserati car make. We're modifying it we're putting a kill switch in the back for the parents. We also use the remote for the so that the parents can control the mobility. We also modify the steering wheel. We put either a button or a handlebar push lever so that the kid can turn and steer if they have the mobility to do that, or the button so that they can push it and the car goes forward. We decide which one to do based on what the occupational therapists tell us, and based on that, we just kind of put a backboard as well. We either tilt it back a little bit or keep it upright, whether or not we want the kid to maintain upright or not. It's all based on the kid. Everything we can do is completely customizable, so that when the kid comes, we can fit them into the car, see what works for them, and just keep on building as we go along.
How long have you been involved in this, Lexi?
This is my second year. I'm
Wow.
a high school sophomore, but we've been involved with Go Baby Go since 2015.
Great. Can you show me anything in here?
Sure. So right now we're actually working on the electrical things. So we're soldering the battery mounts and wire netting the connections so that we can have a clear connection from the kill switch to the battery. So that the functionality of the car is completely controlled within the kill switch rather than the on and off button itself.
Gotcha.
That gives the parents more control over the car, and it just kind of makes it easier if something goes wrong or if it needs to go off for a long period of time.
Right. So if they're heading somewhere where they really shouldn't, parents have a kill switch, can stop the car. It's kind of today's technology too. There's kill switches in modern automobiles, and there's kill switches now in the cars for Go Baby Go, and these kids then, they've got the ability to self-direct themselves that they didn't have.
We do have directions, but everything, like I said, is completely customizable. Everything that we do can be changed on the spot. Everything that we do can be kind of made so that the kids are completely comfortable, the parents are comfortable,
right,
and that they can come back to us in a couple of years if something doesn't work. We know how to fix it.
Oh wow! So it kind of has a little bit of a warranty to it too. No, that is really cool. And some lucky kid here is getting a Maserati. So do we know boy or girl or anything about the child that?
This car is going to be a girl. Jazara. So we're going to be building for Jazara, and then each car has a specific kid who is designated to that car.
Right.
And like she was saying, each one has a different base set of designs that you'll make, and then you'll work with the occupational and physical therapist to kind of get it customizable so it works for that specific kid. You want the car to be like healthy for them,
right?
So that when they're in the car, they're like exercising, they're working out, and they're moving their muscles as well as they can. So that's what we're working with other physical therapists to get. That's the best fit for them.
But they're also moving their mind when they're doing this too.
They are.
And you see a little kid move for the first time. It's the coolest thing in the world.
Right.
They've never been able to go on their own, and now they are. So it's really cool.
That is really cool. And Jack, you're from Connecticut?
I'm from Central Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the president of
Great. No, this is awesome. Appreciate your input, and Lexi, thank you so much. You're changing the world.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for all your support for Go Baby Go.
Well, and Hospital Hill Run runners, this is how you make a difference in the world by participating in Hospital Hill Run. You're helping out something much bigger than ourselves. So, thanks, Lexi.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jack.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're back here checking out one of these cars, and you can see that this PVC pipe has been put in to be sort of a roll cage. And he's showing how they can drive this thing with a remote. And can you drive that around a little bit and show? So the parent can kind of control things a little bit too, and Jack or Jill can go four-wheeling in their neighborhood.